threat to U.S. security, President Obama decides not to release photographs of the body of Osama bin Laden.
Rival Palestinian factions Hamas and Fatah sign a unity deal, joining together in the fight for an independent state.
In Syria, thousands are reported to be joining mass demonstrations in the country's north. Very warm welcome to BBC World News. My name is Mike Embley.
And I'm Tanya Beckett. Also coming up in the programme, a scramble to invest in a Chinese social network. Shares of Shenzhen leap more than 50% on an otherwise rather lacklustre stock exchange. Shares in New York are worried about the jobs market.
Hello, the White House has announced it will not release photographs of Osama bin Laden's body.
Since Monday's raid on his compound in Pakistan, there have been calls for the US to prove the Al-Qaeda leader is dead. But White House spokesman Jay Carney has told a news briefing President Obama is anxious that images of bin Laden should not be seen as trophies of war or be used as icons by his followers.
It's also emerged that he had cash and 2 telephone numbers sewn into his clothing when he was shot dead, suggesting he was prepared to flee at a moment's notice if he had been tipped off about a raid. From Abbottabad, Ola Girin has this report.
Scrutiny from the skies. A Pakistan Army helicopter circles bin Laden's compound. On the ground, troops control access. The military is tight-lipped about how the world's most wanted was living on its doorstep. Bin Laden's compound is a shell now. The police and army have been searching here, but the key evidence was taken by the Americans. Sources say that inside they recovered 10 cell phones, 10 computers, and a possible treasure trove of information on 100 memory sticks. Bin Laden's clothing is being examined. Reports from the US say €500 and 2 phone numbers were sewn into the fabric. Outside the compound, local boys hunt for souvenirs from the American helicopter that came down here. A fuller picture is emerging about the lives of those inside the compound. The women were seldom seen. When they ventured out, they were transported in a van, but the men were on the move. The 2 key figures, believed to be bin Laden's trusted couriers, were in and out. Local people have told us they saw them in the neighbourhood regularly.
There were 2 brothers, one was very young and one was old. They usually go for prayer near to this near mosque, this one mosque. Not a single neighbor was suspicious about this home, that who is living, such what type of people are coming, and they don't have any interest because they are normal people.
Tradesman Mohammed Niaz told us the brothers often called him to the compound. It seems that, unwittingly, he was bin Laden's plumber. If there was any problem, they'd ask me to come and fix it, he said, and they'd pay me for my work. There was nothing strange going on in there. But the many questions raised by all this followed Pakistan's Prime Minister to France, where he's cut short a visit. He says other nations share the blame.
Certainly, we have intelligence sharing with the rest of the world, including United States. So, if somebody points out that there is some of the lapses from Pakistan's side, that means it's the lapses from the whole world.
The fact that Osama bin Laden lived here in this valley in peace and comfort is hard to explain away. In London and Washington there are heightened fears that Pakistan can't be trusted. Orla Girin, BBC News, Abbottabad.
And we'll be speaking to Orla just outside the bin Laden compound there in Abbottabad in just a few minutes.
Meanwhile, in the United States, the Attorney General has forcefully defended the killing of bin Laden, calling it an act of national self-defence. But new and conflicting accounts of the raid are coming to light. The BBC's Adam Brooks has the latest.
What happened in this compound? In the darkness, amid the roar of helicopters and the clatter of gunfire. Early on, the Obama